You're listening to the Post-Apocalyptic Media Podcast.
Hello and welcome back to the Post-Apocalyptic Media Podcast. I'm your host, Shawn, Senior Editor here at Post-Apocalyptic Media, and this is episode number 106. Now, I'm back to doing a solo show. No, that doesn't mean that I kicked Lee out of the show. It just means he couldn't join me this time. I hope he's able to join me next time because I don't know, I feel like it went really well. Correct me if I'm wrong on that, but I feel like it went really well and I had a lot of fun. But this time we have some news and it's just me. It's just me talking about the news, just like old times, right? So the first little thing I wanted to talk about today was an article written by Val about Crave. It's titled The Best Post-Apocalyptic and Dystopian Shows on Crave in 2023. Now, what is Crave? Everyone except Canada is asking. Crave is a Canadian network, I guess you could say. It's like a streaming network, and it pulls in, HBO, Stars. I think it has some Showtime in there, and it kind of puts it together in one channel. Kind of like, I don't know, I guess Roku does that a little bit. There are a lot of channels that do that. It's funny because when streaming started, I'm going to get on a little soapbox here. When streaming started, it was like, I'm going to subscribe to Netflix. I'm going to subscribe to this one thing. And then it started being like separate TV channels, or AMC Plus. Then it turned into these groups, AMC. Once you get AMC, you get Shudder and you get, 15 other channels. So it's kind of turning back into cable, where cable was 150, 200 channels and you didn't watch half of them at least. You didn't watch 3/4 of them. And I don't know. I think that I like the kind of bit and piece way of getting streaming channels. And some of them are bonuses. I understand how it works like that is where you get your AMC and then you see Shudder, which is like a horror. I keep using that as an example because that's what I have and I love it. And Shudder's like this horror channel that works out great because it's like, oh, I love Walking Dead on AMC, so then now I like Shudder, you know what I mean? So it kind of works together. Anyway, so you want to know what are the best post-apocalyptic and dystopian shows on Crave, right? That's why you're here. That's why you're listening to this right now. Well, so Val made a list. It includes stuff like The Last of Us, The Leftovers, which is a good one. DMZ, that's a good one. Station 11, these are HBO. This is basically all HBO shows, let's be honest. Station 11, great show. And then we have like Handmaid's Tale. We have Westworld. Raised by Wolves, another HBO original. So yeah, if you have Crave, if you're in Canada, this is a great list of the best, the best post-apocalyptic and dystopian. So definitely something to look forward to. Now, speaking of AMC, which I've already done like 12 times now, there's a little show on AMC called The Walking Dead, right? Well, there's a spin-off called Fear the Walking Dead. And Fear the Walking Dead is not done yet. Even though Walking Dead is done, I believe World Beyond is done. So Fear the Walking Dead is kind of our last bastion of holding on to that world right now until they make all the new ones. Of course, there's a lot of new ones that are coming out. So, Fear the Walking Dead, though, is on its last season, season 8, which is, well, I say it's on it. It's about to be on it next week. So we have season 8 coming out on the 14th, May 14th on AMC Plus. Now, the question is that people are asking is it going to be early? Like The Walking Dead is always done where they'll do an episode early. Well, no, I don't think it will be, and I don't think anyone really knows. But I think here's what usually happens. So they'll usually do 2 episodes at once. Don't hold me to that, Don't quote me on that. But The Walking Dead was doing 2 episodes at once. It was doing the normal, episode 1, and then it would do episode 2 a week early, and that's for AMC Plus subscribers. So that's That's the streaming service. That's not the the TV channel AMC. It's AMC Plus. The plus means a week early. So that's what usually happens. We don't know for sure if they're going to have 2 episodes at the same time, but here's what we do know. Okay, May 14th, right? We know that there will be I think 12 episodes. Yeah, there's 12 episodes in this final season. We know the names of the first 6, so we have Remember What They Took From You, which will be episode 1. Okay, so Blue Jay, which is episode 2, will actually be on May 21st. So it looks like, unless they do the early thing, we don't know if they're going to show Blue Jay on May 14th for Plus subscribers. Don't know. Odessa is episode 3. King County is episode 4. More Time Than You Know is episode 5. And All I See Is Red, episode 6. And that one, episode 6, we're already into, almost late June. That's June 18th on that one. So it's like we have all summer. That's half of the episodes right there. We still have 6 more after that. And okay, maybe I shouldn't say that, because you know what happens with Walking Dead, right? They'll show half the season, then they'll wait a year and show the other half. And the whole time we're like, why are you doing this? I don't know. I don't know if they're going to do that. But we do know that season 8 is supposed to be, there's a theme that's supposed to be wrapping up. It's the last season, of course. So, of course, it's going to be wrapping up. So this is what Val wrote about it. She said, the final season of Fear the Walking Dead will consist of 12 episodes. Will be broken up into 2 parts. There we go. 2 parts. The second half of the season will premiere later in the year 2023. I need a sound effect board that goes wah, 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 wah. The last season's synopsis is about Padre's cynical rule, which is being enforced on the island where Morgan, Madison, and the others who they brought there are living. So that's what's happening. It's one of those things where we don't really know how they're going to wrap it up. We didn't know how they're going to wrap up The Walking Dead. We couldn't have imagined, to be honest. That final episode was pretty, I don't know. It was pretty amazing, I thought. I really liked it. So maybe they'll do the same with Fear. We'll see. See how they do. And speaking of great, I love these segues. And speaking of great shows, that's the most generic segue in the universe. Silo is an Apple TV Plus original show. It's based on the Wool novel. Well, Wool is the first novel. Hugh Howey wrote the best-selling novel called Wool. And then he wrote 2 more after that, and it was called the Silo series. The other 2 were Shift and Dust. So Wool was the one that really took off, really kind of got everyone into it. And I think a lot of people didn't really know that it was called the Silo series, but that's what it is. So you just learned something. Huh? Silo is the name of the show, though, the TV show. And I believe most of the episodes are up right now. I haven't seen any of them. I'm so bad at this whole, hosting a podcast and knowing what I'm talking about thing. But that's why you listen, right? That's why you love this. Yeah, it's an act. That's it. Yeah. So Silo was reviewed by Tina. Tina did a great review of the first 2 episodes. And so a little bit of history here with so Tina interviewed Hugh Howey when they were in production of this TV show. And the interview's on the site. You can go check it out. She actually links that interview in her review of those first 2 episodes, which is right on the front page of the website right now, post-apocalyptic.com. Check it out. And so you can go to her review, check it out, and she kind of has a little bit of a synopsis of what the Silo show is about before getting into pretty big spoilers for each of the first 2 episodes. So I won't go into that. I don't want to spoil anything, but Silo is a show that, from what I understand, now I've never read the books. This is a common theme with me. I never read those books, and I haven't seen the show yet. So, ding ding, two negatives for me right there. But from what I understand, Silo is basically, and I think we talked about this last podcast, it's basically like the game Fallout Shelter, which is, a silo underground. You're building a shelter, the multi-level shelter in the game, and in the show, it's kind of similar. There are different levels that different things happen on different levels. It's also like Snowpiercer, with the train, where each train car is like a different level of things that happen, classes and agricultural cars and, all that kind of stuff. So that's kind of the same with the silo. Well, the person, the main character wants to get out. They want to experience what the outside world is like and all that kind of good stuff. So I've heard really great things about it. Tina really praises it in this write-up. She talks a lot. I mean, again, super spoilery. So I didn't read those the spoiler parts, but she did give toward the end there. She did give very high marks for this. So I'm excited about that. Now, the third episode of it airs on May 12th, which is Friday. So probably, this show will be out before then. But so at least then we'll know I guess that's episode 3 will be the next one on May 12th. So that's pretty exciting. And so you have, look at your weekend here. You have Friday, May 12th, the next silo. You have May 14th, which is Mother's Day. I think it's just, I guess it's a global Mother's Day. I'm not sure. Is Mother's Day, at least in America. And Fear the Walking Dead. Season 8 starts. So, grab your mom, grab your mother figure, and sit down and watch some post-apocalyptic media. That's my advice for you. I know I did read some other reviews of Silo. Some of them didn't have spoilers in them, so I was able to go through and kind of see if it's something I might like. And it looks really good. It looks like something that I would really enjoy. So I'm hoping next episode that we record, Lee and I can maybe both watch it, and not together, but maybe we can watch it and we could talk about it because it seems like it has the potential to be a really big show. All right, so now let's get into some really. It's news, but it's not new news. It's kind of a progression of news, and that is the Box Barcelona announcement trailer. Now, they say announcement trailer. I think we announced this quite a while ago, maybe a couple years ago, because Bird Box, of course, was the movie. It was a 2018 thriller of Sandra Bullock, and it was based on the 2014 novel by Josh Malerman. It's the 2018 one was just amazing. It was a really, really great show. So this is kind of that in the same world, in that same Bird Box world that is in Barcelona, Spain, right? They're calling it an expansion of that film. They've used a couple different words. They call it expansion. They call it a spin-off. So I'm not really sure. I guess they're calling it that because it doesn't have the same characters, but it's in the same world. So that's pretty interesting. So here's what they say about it. The synopsis, the official synopsis. This is what they say. After a mysterious force decimates the world's population, Sebastian must navigate his own survival journey through the desolate streets of Barcelona. So there you go. The images and the trailer and everything, you can see everyone is blindfolded. Basically the same type of look that they had in Bird Box with Sandra Bullock. So if you like that movie, if you like the original, this looks like it might be pretty good. And this will be a Netflix original too. So if you don't have Netflix, you want to check this out, there you go. All right. Well, there's not much else to talk about. It's been a pretty light week. We're here, approaching the summer here in America. So, it's all about blockbuster movies usually in the summer. But, we have the Guardians of the Galaxy movie and Super Mario Brothers and stuff like that. That's what's happening right now. So Lee and I did talk quite a bit last episode about AI. If you're tired of hearing about AI, I apologize. But I personally, as I said on that show, and I've said many times before, I'm a huge advocate of it. I believe that used responsibly, it won't possibly cause the end of the world. Or if it does, it would be a non-nuclear fallout end of the world, maybe, unless it actually presses the buttons to launch nukes, which in that case, then it's scratch what I just said. But I am fascinated by AI. I think it's really fascinating, and it's just something that I believe is in its beginning stages. I've said all this before, but my point is, I wrote a book about it. I wrote a book called AI for All. It took me a few months to write it. Now, yes, I used AI a little bit to help me write it, and the way I did that was in topic suggestions, rewriting paragraphs that were giving me a problem, or expanding paragraphs here and there. But 90% of it is written by me. Well, probably more than that, probably like 95%. And that's the point of even getting AI to help me write the book was to show that it's the AI, it's possible to help you with a project. So what's the book about? It's basically, this is a commercial, I'm really sorry, but it's basically about the kind of how AI can help a business. I'm a business owner myself, and I believe that AI can help with so many different things, from being a personal assistant to budgeting, finances. But not only that, not only like running your business, but also different industries. So I've written about the different industries that can be helped with AI. Anything from like the sports industry, writing, as shown by the book itself, even art. Now I know that that's a really touchy subject with a lot of people, but I don't believe in using AI to make art, but I believe in using AI to enhance or give ideas, or kind of help along that process. Now, the thing with art is, it's since the Sistine Chapel, artists have been using references, and I feel like the AI art is basically a way to get references to, you can imagine whatever you want and get those things together and basically redraw it from there. So yeah, I didn't want to take too much time talking about this. I feel though that AI is something I'm very passionate about, and that's why I wrote a book about it. And it's actually coming out. It's coming out on the 10th, which you'll be able to hear this after it's already released. But check it out. Do a search for it on Amazon. I'll probably link it in the show notes, and let me know what you think. It's catered toward business owners, people looking to start a business in whatever type of industry. But it's not a light read. It's pretty heavy in some parts. It's very detailed in certain business aspects here and there, but if that's something, it's not post-apocalyptic, although it could be, right? But I just thought I'd throw that out there. I also am working on a YouTube channel that will be catered and kind of mixed around the book and talking about AI news. So what I plan to do, here's good news for all you AI haters out there. I'm going to kind of take this AI stuff and talk about it on a different podcast. So that will be a thing, and maybe less AI talk on this podcast. I'm not sure, but let us know in the comments, though, if you like to hear more about AI or not. I'm going to talk about it anyway on my other upcoming podcast, not podcast, but like vidcast kind of thing. Should be fun. All right, well, I'm going to end it there. This has been a lot of fun, as always. Lots of great stuff in this, and we have some really great shows in here that I honestly, I joke around a lot in this podcast, but I'm really excited about kind of the direction that these shows are going, especially Silo. I can't wait to check that out. So next time, let's cross our fingers that Lee can join us, and that'll be it. So as always, do me a favor and stay alive out there, and also be ready for the big one. See ya.